like another just minute, basically, a minute or two. Just a quick one. Okay. We gotta end here.
I am enough. I am more than enough. I am enough. I am more than enough. I am enough. I am more than enough. And I'm reclaiming my power. Sing with me. I am enough. I am more than enough. I am enough. I am more than enough. I am enough. I am more than enough, and I'm reclaiming my power. There's room enough for me to be exactly who I was born to be, and I will set my true gifts free, 'cause I'm reclaiming my power. There's room enough for me to be exactly who I was born to be, and I will set my true gifts free, 'cause I'm reclaiming my power. Sing with me. I am enough. More than enough. I am enough. I am more than enough. I am enough. I am more than enough, and I'm reclaiming my power. Woo! Yeah. I reclaimed it. I reclaimed it. All right. Good morning, Universal Spirit Center. Welcome, welcome. I just want to introduce the band, Sound of Spirit. We have Matt on the drums. Thank you very much. We have special guest Myron. Okay, don't make too much of a fuss. He might get shy. And then we've got Oliver on the bass. And gorgeous Hindi on piano. Thank you. Yes, thank you. So if you could please silence your cell phones and then stand to sing I Send My Love Over the Mountain, I Send My Love Over the Sea. We should have some words, I think. My love over the mountain, I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love again. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. And it returns to me. One more time. And it returns to me. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to Universal Spirit Center. I'm Kevin Busey. I have the great joy of being the spiritual leader of this community, and I welcome you. Whoever you are, wherever you are on the spiritual path, you are deeply loved and you are welcome. So thanks for joining us. We thank you online for joining us. We're glad you're part of our community. And I have just a couple announcements, and then I'm going to pass it off to Annette. So the first announcement is we're starting up grief groups led by Borghild. It's a powerful experience this coming Saturday at November 11th at 10 a.m. in the offices across the street. So it's a monthly format. And if you're moving through some grief, this is a great way to support yourself in the process. So I wanted to let you know about that. And the flowers today are donated. Elizabeth donated them in memory of her daughter, Julie, who made her transition about 31 years ago. Yeah. So we still hold her in our hearts. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. So now, Annette's here.
Good morning. I'm here to talk about our history. Slide up. Okay. How anti-Semitism affects mental health. Denying the fact and scope of the Jewish genocide during World War II, or accusing the Jews as a people of inventing or exaggerating the Holocaust, an event a shocking 80% of Gen Z Americans lack very basic knowledge of. Calling for or justifying the killing or harming of Jews in the name of radical ideology or extremist view of religion. Let us say together. One line after. Yes. So, we are the light bearers of love and forgiveness. We are the light bearers of love and forgiveness. Vibrating the flames of equality, grace, and peace all over the world. Vibrating the flames of equality, grace, and peace all over the world. Embracing our history is key to overcoming racial, sexual, and mental inequality. Racial, sexual, and mental inequality. We are all part of our history.
Good morning. My name's Lorraine, and many of you have joined us in past years at Thanksgiving helping out an organization down in Tijuana. The Madres y Familias Deportadas en Acción. That's the name of the organization. And my husband, Doug, goes down there twice a week, and teaches English to people that are trying to come across and better themselves. For several years, we've been helping these people at Thanksgiving. Originally, they focused their Thanksgiving on people who had lived here and were deported, so they celebrated Thanksgiving, and it wasn't really celebrated in Mexico. So Maria Gaeta, who runs the organization, started a Thanksgiving dinner. We went down one year in pouring rain, but now the Chaparral entrance is not open, so it's a much bigger and more difficult deal to go down there, take food. So what we're doing is we're donating food to their Thanksgiving. They need 4 baked turkeys, they need a ham, and they need lots of pies. So if you're interested in helping out our neighbors in Tijuana, who will someday probably be our neighbors here, if you'd like to help them out, they serve about 100 people every Thanksgiving. Please see me afterwards. I've got pans for you to put the turkey or ham in, and we'd love to have you get involved with us and help our neighbors. Thank you.
Good morning. I have the rest of your announcements, and before I go through that, if you have any questions about what we've said already today, please go online to universalspiritcenter.org and check for your answers there. Awakening Wednesday, Healing Breathwork with Toby Geist. That's at 6:30 here at the Lions Club. Rachel call to action. Watch the video, Living Under the Poverty Line with Mental Illness. And finally, Su Yin, I know you're here. Where is she? Stand up so everybody can see you. She's helped coordinating a holiday arts and crafts bazaar. So December 9th. So currently in the planning stages, so we're looking for volunteers and vendors. So Su Yin will be at the yes table after this, so you can ask for questions or go online and look for there. And speaking about accidents, I was walking around the neighborhood last week, and I ran into a light post. I went to the ER, and the doctor looked at me. He goes, "Bob, you're fine. You just sustained light injuries."
Acknowledging Bob and his joke. So the Holiday Bazaar, it's here in this room, yeah. So make sure you mark that on your calendars. As well, this Wednesday night with Toby Geist is Breathwork in this space. So invite you to that Wednesday night here at 6:30. Thanks for your attention during all those announcements. So I'm going to invite you to stand. And below that clock is a camera in which 100+ people are watching us. Wave to everyone online. Thanks for being part of our community. Thanks for being here. And I invite you to turn to each other and welcome each other to Universal Spirit Center. Hi, how are you, Robin?
I missed bingo. I had to go to Campo and Paxson.
Oh.
And I didn't want to miss my dad.
Hi, Dad. Sorry. All right, thank you. It's kind of a tough reading, so okay, good.
Turns to me, and we return to our seats. All right, so as we let the effervescent, ebullient energy bubble up within us, let us just let those bubbles settle down a little bit and settle into our seats.
I am Rev Sarah, and I get to do the reading and our meditation time today, and prayer. And also want to remind you that we have prayer requests. If you feel so moved after service, you can write something here, and we'll pray on it throughout the week. Or at the end of this hall, I'll be back there and doing prayer in person, brief affirmative prayer if you'd like something in person. So. Okay, so let's go ahead and take some time to be still and quiet and settle in. I'm just going to invite us to move into a space of stillness and peace. Feeling the energy of connection, feeling the oneness that we feel here in this space. Let it just rise up and saturate our beings. The reading today is from David Hawkins. I am that which is before all universes were born, and will remain so and as such after they have all disappeared. Timeless am I, the Absolute, no longer subject to death or rebirth. How good it is to know that there is an absolute, infinite, loving intelligence. This energy of love, of peace, of powerful presence and wholeness. A divine idea that always is expressing and that unfolding as itself. And that this loving presence has had us before birth, throughout life, beyond death and rebirth. Holding and loving and being as only it can be. And so I'm grateful today to be in this space, in the experience of community, to call forth and recognize that presence in myself and in each other and together, collectively, that we get to behold it as it expresses through Rev Kevin and words of wisdom and humor and compassion and truth, that it gets to sing and express with beauty and love and grace as Lauren, singing and playing its beautiful melodies as our sounds of spirit, serving with an open heart and technical mind through our production crew and through the setup and all the ways that come together. God showing up as God, making this time together so perfect. And I also speak a word knowing and feeling and sending thoughts and truth and holding a space for healing for those affected by war, by terror, by loss, by grief in Gaza and Israel and the Ukraine and all places on the planet that are suffering. I know that this presence of love, of wholeness and healing is a truth beyond the experience. And so I know that that truth rises up and shows itself and expresses itself in hands and hearts and minds and words that come forth in support and love and solidarity. So I'm so grateful to be in this space of truth today. I know it's divinely appointed. I give thanks to know this, to share this, to be this. I know that we are all here in our unique divine expression. So I say thank you. Thank you for those who are here. Thank you for those who are online. Thank you for those who are now and in the future. I just say thank you. And I allow it to be. And so it is.
You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you have been broken, your innocence stolen, I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. I will never stop marching to reach you in the middle of the hardest fight. It's true, oh, I will rescue you. I hear the whisper underneath your breath. I hear you whisper you have nothing left. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. I will never stop marching to reach you in the middle of the hardest fight. light, it's true. Oh, I will rescue you. Oh, I will rescue you.
Lauren Grace. Awesome, thank you. I love that song. Isn't that a great song? Hi, let's take a deep breath in. And before she sits, I want to acknowledge this beautiful woman for a very powerful talk last week. Very great. I called her after I listened and I said, I hope this doesn't sound too parental, but I'm so proud of you. So I feel so proud of you. Yeah, you grew up largely in our community, so yeah. So this month, we're talking about the rising of energy, the rising of consciousness. It's almost like moving from the lower chakras to the higher chakras. It's moving from a sense of feeling helpless and dread and feeling stuck into an experience of feeling power and flow and ease and peacefulness. Because here's the truth. All those energies reside in us. Dread and helplessness reside in us, as well as empowerment and peace reside in us, right? So what matters is just what are we creating a space for? What are we with intention choosing? What are we choosing? So we're talking this month about how to call forth this energy almost from the lower chakras to the higher chakras so that we can align with our true nature. Radiant light. Because it's all within us. And this reading that Sarah read, I want to read it again by David Hawkins. Because this I am, it's within you. It's not talking about some God in the sky, it's in you. So close your eyes for a second. So the I am, it's you. I am that which is before all universes were born, and I will remain so until such they have disappeared. Timeless in I, the absolute, no longer subject to death or rebirth. Taking a deep breath, bringing your awareness back to the room. That presence is within you. It's the core of your being. So what's interesting, I think, I was just thinking about this as I was thinking about what to say to you this morning. This rising up, when we're in the lower energies, it's more about me and I, you, or they. That's lower energy. It's separation. This is mine. This is me. That's you. It's other. And Ken Wilber, an edge thinker, says, whenever we think of other, there's threat. Because other could take what we have. It's separate. That's lower energy. It's us and them. So if someone's talking about, or we're talking about us and them, or me or mine, we're talking from lower energy. So as we move up to higher energy, it becomes us and we. It becomes unity and interconnectedness. And it's radically, radically inclusive of all beings. So when I'm in lower energy, and when I feel threatened, my tendency is to withdraw, it's to isolate, it's to pull away,
It's to disengage. It's to center on me. How many of you could relate to that? And sometimes, when I feel threatened, it's attack the other. It's come on strong against the other. How many could feel that? If you've got that going on in your life, it's lower energy, clean it up. Clean it up. And start here, in this room. If there's anyone in this room you're out of sync with, it's lower energy, and you're bringing that into this room and into your lives. For me, the healing is being engaged in spiritual community. It's hard to hide out in spiritual community. It's hard. It's hard to attack in spiritual community. For me, personally, this is my healing. It's to be engaged with all of you. I'm teaching a ministerial class for our ministerial students of our organization. And had a guest speaker come in and talk about trauma because she works a lot with people who are in trauma, who are traumatized. And as she's talking, I'm thinking, and I asked her as she continued her talk, I said, have we been under a collective trauma because of COVID? She says, absolutely. Now, some it was more traumatic for than others, but the fact is, as a planet, we've been through a collective trauma. We don't have to remember too far back when the shutdown happened, the experience of we all experienced George Floyd's murder and the trauma of that, especially for us white folks when we had to confront within ourselves our own racism. And then we experienced such divide in our political system, such divide, right? Such that presently, because there's such divisiveness, our government's not working. And then we have the horrible violence that we're all hearing about in the Middle East. And we have the ongoing invasion by Russia of Ukraine. And if all of that wasn't enough, we're almost continually reminded of our global crisis in terms of our environment. It's a lot. Maybe I should stop talking and we should just sit here and hold each other. And this is in addition to any personal traumas or dramas we have going on in our lives. So let's breathe here. Let's take a couple deep, full breaths. So to be spiritual isn't to whitewash this, isn't to make some spiritual platitudes to kind of try to make it okay. I think our spiritual call is to be with it. So how do we, as a people of faith, how do we on a spiritual journey, how do we respond? You know, to me, there's one of two ways. We can go from a lower energy and say, us and them. Us and them. We can continue the blame game, which adds to the whole muck. We could be reactive in it. We could stay in victimhood and helplessness and don't know what to do. I mean, that's one way. And when we do that, it's almost like we're joining the tribe that it's headed towards the cliff. Or we could do something else. we could rise up in our energy. We could rise up. We could rise up above it. Not to deny it, but to hold it in a greater space. Not to deny it, but to hold it in a greater space. It's clear that on several levels, we're experiencing global crisis. Even if it's just centered, one of these many things I mentioned, is just centered in one part of the world, it's affecting the whole. I recently slammed my finger in the car door, and my whole body's attention for a couple days went to my little thumb. It's almost like nothing else existed, right? We're all part of a whole. My thumb is connected to the rest of me. There's an interconnectedness, so something happening somewhere else, it's radically affecting us. Not just emotionally, but on an energetic level. We're in a global crisis. We're in a global breakdown. What is breakdown? Breakdown is a falling away, a disintegrating, a falling apart of what has been to make room for something that's new. That's what breakdown is. That as you and I rise, as the planet rises into higher consciousness, those containers and the way we've thought about things and those structures can no longer contain the expanding consciousness that we're being called to. So this is the way of evolution. As evolution happens, there's always something breaking apart, dying, giving way. So when I say we look at these crises in a larger context, let's look at it from the evolutionary impulse. Let's look at it from a higher perspective to know that breakdown means something new is wanting to happen, something new is happening. That's what it means. So when you and I stay in lower consciousness, lower energy, we're part of that which needs to break apart. We're part of the energy that's holding the newness back. When you and I step into higher consciousness, into a wider perspective, you and I become midwives of that which wants to come forth. I didn't make this up, but what's old needs to shatter. We know this in our own personal lives, that relationship that caused us so much pain that we finally let go of, or that job, or that way of being. When we've let go of that, let's talk about the newness we've experienced, right? So we know this personally. I read a quote, a Zen quote the other day that said, "Heaven and hell is 1/10 inch away from each other." Heaven and hell is 1/10 inch away from each other. I could be in the experience of shattering and have a new thought, a new energetic, a rising thought that says, this is supposed to happen. It's part of the plan. It's for my highest and best. Here's what I think is fascinating. Lower chakra is about the individual. And I'm not negating that. They're paths that we have to move through, or stages we move through. Lower energies are individual. So much of our spiritual path has been an individual call. If we look at many of our scriptures and many of our spiritual teachings, it's about the individual waking up, right? It is. Ernest Holmes, the founder of our philosophy, in his text, not once does he mention the word community. For him, it was completely an individual experience. And I'm not negating any of this. That's very important. And there comes a point in which, as we evolve into consciousness, the energy rises up that it's no longer individual, but it's collective. It's collective. So the collective is called forth. There comes a point in our awakening as a species that it's no longer individual, but the collective is called forth. And we could see this right now because there's a collective breaking down. The things that I mentioned, 5 or 6, 7 things, are all collective. They're not individual. There's a collective breaking down because there's a collective call upon our species to evolve. No longer does it serve us to think it's just me and my call and my awakening. This collective call is happening on the planet because there's collective breakdown. Because in the higher energies, it's about coming together. So there's a mighty call for us to come together in our connectedness to heed the call upon our planet. Life can seem so cruel and so unfair. Life can fill us with dread and unhappiness if what we're experiencing is not anchored in a greater call. Let me say that again. And I'll just say it differently. Our lives can feel so helpless, so full of dread. We could feel so alone, and life can be so unfair and cruel unless we're grounded in a deeper call. We're all being called. We're all being called. Because clearly there's a collective breakdown. Wednesday night we had here part of an author series. We had David Coburn speak. And he quoted George Burns when George Burns played God in that movie. What was it, Oh God? Oh God, remember that? It was 80s or 90s, and George Burns was God, right? He was smoking his pipe, and he was in his pipe with tobacco, and he had glasses on. And he's God, right? And so someone realizes he was God. So David Corbett shared this. I don't particularly remember it, but he shared this. He said, this guy was complaining to God, George Burns, how terrible life is. All the disasters, all the violence. Why aren't you helping us? He says to God. And what God says to him? I gave you each other. I gave you each other. So this stuff is really inspiring me. So I decided to do a get-together, a class, a book study, not a book study, we don't have a book, but a gathering of us on Wednesday nights from 6:30 to 8 o'clock in our offices in November. We'll meet for four Wednesdays, and we'll come together. We'll discuss, we'll share, we'll feel, we'll engage in spiritual practice, and we'll open to the greater message. We won't be meeting the Wednesday night of Thanksgiving, but we'll meet every other Wednesday night, 6:30 to 8. There's a sign-up sheet. Join me. Let's explore this. Let's see where it leads us. Let's come together. David Hawkins, who I'm reading right now, David Hawkins referenced 12-step programs. And he said 12-step programs are successful, not because necessarily the information that is shared or the particular steps people go through, but he says it's really powerful because when the newcomer or the one who's struggling with drugs or alcohol comes into the group, they come into a group of a higher consciousness, an intention and a consciousness to stay sober. And just that energy alone transforms the individual. Just the energy. Now, it's important to work the program and get a sponsor, all that. But he says the most powerful thing is coming together in that energy. And that's why I'm thinking that for the person who is new to recovery, they say come 90 days. 90 meetings in 90 days. So you can immerse yourself in this energy. Because it's the energy that heals. So someone I know recently got into recovery, and I mentioned this to that person, and they said, and they're so many days into the 90 days, and they said, that is absolutely my experience. Just being with those folks is making a difference. Let's take a breath here. A shattering is happening. It's needing to happen. So that a new consciousness, a new way of being can happen for our species. And some spiritual writers are saying this, and I happen to buy it, that the universe is cultivating a group of light workers to assist in ushering in this new consciousness. So if that's true, and it just feels like it's true, if that's true, who are you going to be? Are you going to be in lower energy and go with your withholds and unforgivenesses and us and them? And woe is me and despair and helplessness? Or are you going to choose to let go of the grievances, of the withholds, of the prejudices, of the unforgiveness, and allow yourself to be, a purified's coming to mind, allow yourself to be a channel of this rising consciousness so that you and I can be those light workers, can be those midwives for what's new that's birthing on the planet. So, a few things I want to say. We're going to end with the meta prayer. We're going to pray for ourselves, one another, and then everyone on the planet right now. But before we move into that, 3 things I want to leave you with. Be clear in the moment you turn on the news or hear the next item that makes your heart close. Be clear. Something greater is happening. And be clear. If you're going to be involved, clean up whatever you need to clean up. Clean it up in your own personal life. If there's anyone in here, clean it up. If it's in your personal life, in your family, clean it up. Let go of those lesser vibrations. And ground yourself in spiritual truth. Ground yourself in this greater call. It's my challenge to you. Let's join together and be part of those light workers. So take another deep breath as our pianist comes up. Look at this, Hindi. You read my mind. Oh, no, you took my cue. Take a deep breath. Yeah. So we're going to do the metta prayer. And the metta prayer is an ancient Buddhist prayer. And it's 3 parts to it. We pray first for ourselves. So we rescue those parts of ourselves that need higher energy, right? And then someone who comes to mind, maybe someone we have withhold or unforgiveness. That'd be a great person to have come right in front of you and see them. We pray for that person. And then we pray for all beings everywhere. And doesn't our planet need that now? So go ahead and close your eyes. Sit up straight and tall. Take a deep breath in and just feel yourself as a channel, as a conduit of energy, because that's really what we are. We're conduits of energy. Either it's stuck or it's flowing. So breathe right into your heart. And if you would like, place your hands over your heart. Because this prayer, this part of the prayer, is for you. And repeat after me. May I be peaceful. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be free. So breathe that in. Breathe in that energy. Feel whole, because that is what you are. So let spirit come to mind, someone who you have unforgiveness or withhold or judgment about. Let that person come before your mind's eye. And if there's more than one person, ask them to form a line. And the most important person come to the front. And then take your right hand and extend it out as though you were touching her or his heart. So take this energy of wholeness and send it to them. And repeat after me. May you be peaceful. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be free. So send this energy of love, of forgiveness, so for this one, I'm going to ask you all to stand. And after you stand, go ahead and close your eyes and place both hands out. And so let's pray on behalf of all beings everywhere in this time of breakdown, falling apart, violence. Let's just consciously send this gathered love to all beings everywhere. So repeat after me. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings awaken to the light of our true nature. May all beings be free. So we as gathered community sends this energy out, touching and feeling every being on the planet now, excluding no one. In a radical inclusiveness of everyone. We just send it out as a mighty blessing, sending out the love, the forgiveness, peace. And then taking a deep breath, just bringing this energy back home. Just feeling this energy, this wholeness, this high energy of love. Let it move through us, through this room, through our sacred planet. And let's seal this together as we say together, and so it is. Amen. So please have a seat as we welcome back Lauren Grace.
I will offer my life as a living prayer through all of the darkness and despair. I will offer my life as a living prayer through all of the joy my heart can bear. Life is a mystery, love holds the key. Open your heart and set yourself free. Life is eternal, love endlessly. Open your eyes, there's so much more to see. Live your life as a living prayer. You are precious, you are rare. Live your life as a living prayer, honoring others with loving care. Life is a mystery, love holds the key. Open your heart and set yourself free. Life is eternal, love endlessly. Open your eyes, there's so much more to see. I will live, I will live, I will live, I will breathe eternal joy. Sing with me. I will live, I will breathe eternal joy. I will live, as a living, breathing prayer.
Wow, beautiful, Lauren. So before I invite up the person who's going to lead the conscious giving, I have a couple announcements. And the first is, most of you probably know that 10% of what you give us, we give out to the greater community who are furthering the work of love. Furthering the work of love. So we met last week to, vote on giving out the money. And no agencies came forth. No one presented any agencies or organizations or people. So I'm asking you, as we move towards the holidays, is there an organization or person that's doing good work in the world that you would like us to financially support? Please let us know. Please let us know, because we go ahead and we kept that money hoping that during the holidays, knowing that during the holidays there'll be greater need. So Dana, would you stand? Dana organizes this, so you could ask her specifics if you would like about it. But let us know organizations or individuals that are doing great work out there, okay? Because we want to support them. We want to support them. Okay, there's that. The second thing is, last time I was here a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that a generous donor gave $5,000 as a matching fund. So we announced it then to match up to $5,000 or more, but $5,000. And we got, as of my announcement 2 weeks ago, we got $2,000. So we're at $7,000. So here's the invitation. If you would like to help assist us in matching the fund above and beyond what you give, please step up and match it. Please do that. And let us know that it's for the matching fund. Okay? Let us know that. And then the third thing is, I want to introduce someone you all know, which is Margot Laura. I have known Margot for many, many, many years. We go way back. And Margot, for so many years in this center, and for me personally, and a lot of people I know, has been a channel for messages beyond. I don't know how else to say it, messages beyond. She's a clear channel, and I have time after time been inspired by her, both in terms of my parents, my own parents, dogs that have made their transition, and friends. So I want to acknowledge, and she provides this service for us every other Saturday. Every other Saturday. It's a powerful experience. So I want to acknowledge Margot Laura.
Thank you.
You need a mic.
Oh, I need a mic. Okay.
So it's generally about, why do I give here? That's what we, start out with. And I wrote, a dynamic center for exploring and for explorers. That's who we are. I love that word. We are explorers. And we do it in so many ways. So I'm going to, for this tithe, I'm going to explore how to give a little bit more. Because I give electronically, and to be honest, it's done. So I don't think about it. But I can explore giving a little bit more and putting it down as a matching. So about our center, I wrote, we're a dynamic center for exploring and expanding our consciousness. And then I went, here is where we share our strengths, and I love this part, overcoming and learning from our challenges. And I don't know how many of you know, but I just had a recent experience with cancer again after 24 years. And it was a shock. And the first thing I did was call the whole leadership. and not to say, I'm a victim, what can I do? But rather to share and let us all explore how I'm going to get through at 82 years old, with this experience. And this is who we are, and this is how we gather together. So I was thinking, well, how do we do it? And we do some of it through groups. I love the group that's doing the grief work. And I haven't done it, but it seems like, a good part for us. And now I'm learning Spanish and conversational Spanish. We have such opportunities, and I was thinking of all the classes I've taken here, and I don't take it from a professor, there's nothing wrong with professors, but I take it from a midwifing experience, right? That's how we get so much from this place. So, and we're singing on Wednesdays, and we're dancing, and my group has been going on for 19 years. So I was sort of asking God, well, that doesn't compute in because I'm an educator. I used to be a teacher and stuff. How do I put that in my brain, one class for that long? But it is about exploring. That's what we do on those 2 Saturdays. And I certainly invite you to be the explorer that you are. In fact, do you like that word? If you feel like an explorer for your own self, for the consciousness that is growing, for the divine, stand up. We are, aren't we? Thank you. And so this is what I wrote for our affirmation. With an attitude of gratitude, I explore the opportunities of giving and receiving to Universal Spirit Center. So please say that with me. With an attitude of gratitude, I explore the opportunities of giving and receiving to Universal Spirit Center. Thank you.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Yeah, you know it. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, wonderful friends. My wonderful, wonderful friends. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. I want to say thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Great singing, everyone.
Lauren, thank you.
So I'm going to ask a few people to stand. Lorraine, would you stand? Dana, Suyin, and Margot, would you stand? So C. Lorraine about Thanksgiving. C. Margot about Global Heart Ties. Dana about Global Heart Ties. C. Margot about angels. And C. Suyin about a holiday bazaar. Okay, great. And everyone else, Dan. So I'm going to invite you to join hands. And to take a deep breath. And as you feel the hands of each other, realize that we're all connected. We're all connected to each other. There's a high truth of interconnectedness and of unity, and it's happening right here, right now as us. So just breathe into this. Know that there's a higher plan that's unfolding, a higher truth, a higher consciousness. And we are simply light workers for its unfolding. And let's know this together as we say. And so it is. Amen.
Send my love again. I'm gonna send it. My love over the mountain. Yeah, I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love. I send my love over the mountain. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. Yes, it returns to me. One more time and mean it. And it returns to me. Thank you. Have a gorgeous day and send your joy out there. They need it. They need it.